What's going on, ladies and gents? Your boy Gamma back with the lovely
Juju.
Pop the Balloon.
Pop, pop.
Or
Find Love.
You know it, ladies and gents. We are back with another one. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, notification bell. You won't miss a video like this. Make sure you like the video. Helps out a lot. We appreciate it. Share the video and all of that good YouTube stuff. And Juju, yeah, they met on Pop the Balloon.
Yes, they did.
However, this is a different show. First time we actually reacting to it, right?
Yeah, catch up.
Catch up.
Yeah.
With Arlette, Chad, and what is it?
Johyko.
Johyko.
Yeah.
Don't want to mess it up. This is the infamous woman, right?
Yes.
She just snatched her wig off, right? She didn't lose her confidence. She lost her hair.
Yeah.
She didn't lose her confidence, though. In fact, I would say she, you know what I mean? She increased it.
Yeah.
So this was one of those ones that, you know, she left a really crazy mark.
Yeah.
We will have a link in the description for the original video as well as our reaction to it. So you guys can see this is the follow-up. They always say they want to do a follow-up. They want us to do a follow-up.
Yeah. So let us know if you want more of this.
Yes.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
And make sure you stick to the, you know, end of the video.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we'll do our full breakdown. It's a little longer than normal, so we're not going to talk as much. We're going to let it rock. Maybe every 5 minutes or so we may stop, interject, you know, as needed. Otherwise, we're really going to watch it with you guys, and we're just going to react, have fun, and give our breakdown at the end. So let's get it.
Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette, and we are here today with Chad and Johyko. Welcome, y'all. How we feeling today?
Hey, everybody. Feeling great.
Well, it's good to have you guys back. We did have you both on episode 22 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you ended up matching. All right. So then, is it a yes for you? For her?
It's a yes.
And is it a yes for you for him?
It's a yes.
We got a match! I'll take this mic and you guys can go on up. Oh, give it up for them, y'all.
Yes. I remember that.
Okay, so obviously we saw on your episode there was quite a moment that went viral.
Yes.
That included our lovely Miss Johyko. So
They're going to show it. You got to show it.
Johyko, walk us through that moment when you were like, you know what, this wig is coming off. Like, tell us what was going through your mind. Like, just walk us through everything.
Should I give you like the entire backstory of how, like?
No. We don't need all that. Just let us know like what made you be like, you know what, I'm gonna take my wig off.
She like get to it.
It was Hubert. You know, like the fact
Hubert.
that he mentioned me having braids and lumps, and at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not gonna walk off this set and let millions of people assume that I had like some big old
janky,
messed up braids to the point where they can be seen under a full custom made wig. So I was like, it was more so for that reason, you know. And then I'm just known to snatch wigs. I have no problem taking off wigs anywhere, whoever, wherever. So I don't need the wigs, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, no, and honestly, like when you took it off, the hairstyle underneath, sis, I was like, why did she wear the wig? Why?
Beautiful both ways.
Yeah, I had to do it. I had to. It was just, even though the question was, or the statement was said like a few moments before, it was still in the back of my head, and I'm like, nah. So it was just a moment that I was thinking subconsciously, like, you're either gonna walk off here and let people talk you through the mud about you having some dookie braids and lumps, or you're gonna show them that you don't have any. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just show them, because you know some people, they will never take a wig off anywhere. Like I'm very confident. I know I look good with or without it, so I had no problem taking it off and proving a point. So
yeah, you do. You definitely look.
And just to quickly interject, Hubert. He was a problem that whole episode. And for those that don't know, Hubert was like, he was basically, how would you describe him? He was like the man child.
Yeah.
That's it. Just an overgrown kid. He was so immature.
Accurate.
He was all over the place. He was the extreme, overly reactive. Like, he's one of those. Like, oh my goodness. So he was getting under everyone's skin.
He was.
To her point. To her, yeah. Like, so he, you know, she was honest too.
No, I
he
can
rubbed it
respect
wrong.
that. Yeah.
He rubbed it wrong. She kept it 100. We all saw that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I'm glad she didn't even downplay it.
Great both ways. So Chad, during that moment you were like, don't do it.
Oh yeah, I
sure did.
Well, Danny said the fool don't do it. I was about to say it, and then I saw her do it, and I was like, I was wrong.
Yeah. So which do you prefer? Wig on, wig off? What when you saw her?
She looked beautiful both ways, but if I had to choose, I would say wig off.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
There you go.
natural.
See, not too many people can pull it all off. So you go ahead, girl.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. So to go ahead and get into the juicy topic at hand that everybody tunes into these catch-ups to know all about. So since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
Oh.
That was the plan, right, Chad? The plan was definitely either he was going to come here. I've never been to Vegas. I've always wanted to go. So the plan was to, but we have not. We have not.
Okay. And where are you at again, Johyko, if you could remind us?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little bit of a distance. But what happened?
I travel.
Yeah.
That doesn't really get into the way. Distance is nothing for me. So
Okay. So what
happened?
got in the way then?
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, conversation with Chad was amazing. Like, we still talk. We talk every day. Almost. Not. I wouldn't say every day, but we definitely check in on each other. I check in on him. But I would say the first thing that transpired when we all were leaving the set from that evening, and we were headed over to the spot that we end up hanging out after, and we were talking, and he told me that he was divorced, like myself. I think just about as long, like a year and a half. Yeah. He was like, I'm in a similar situation like you. I've been divorced a year and a half. But then I noticed that he said wife like twice. Oh. So I was like, you sure you're divorced? Because this is the second time that you've mentioned wife. And he was like, no. Like, I am. Like, it just happens, which I don't do it so much anymore because I've been divorced 7 years. But I do know that, sometimes you're so used to calling somebody something. But I just had to ask because this is not the first time you said wife. This is the second time. So that was the first thing. And then as we're talking and getting to know each other a little more, he was just talking about his divorce again. So I had asked him, well, when did you file specifically? He said that it's the divorce is not final. But, he is separated. And while some people are okay with dating someone that's separated, me personally, having already gone through that and just knowing the emotional roller coaster, I prefer someone that's just completely detached from any type of situation, especially divorce where kids are involved and just, so many aspects are involved. There's just no telling what can happen. I have friends that got back with their ex-husbands just before the divorce or after.
True.
So, unfortunately, that's just something I wish could have been conveyed to me up front so that, I could have been able to really make that decision. But he was honest and forthcoming about it, which I appreciated. He could have kept saying, I'm fully divorced, but I did appreciate his honesty about that. But, I had to now make a new decision. So I did.
Okay, so Chad, kind of bring it back on over to you. So are you in the works of a divorce or it's still just a separation and the divorce hasn't been filed yet?
No, it's been filed. So what happened when I submitted for the show, I actually submitted for me and my cousin to go on there, but he did not want to be on that type of platform with that amount of people. So I submitted the application for myself. It was about 3 or 4 days when everything was supposed to be finalized in June. Now, there were some circumstances that happened on her end that I don't even want to bring up that forced the date to be postponed to a later date, but everything is basically settled on that.
Okay.
The custody, the just about everything in the property. But so it got postponed. And by the time I was to get on the show, it was supposed to be completely finalized. But even before then, we already knew it was done and hadn't even, no physical contact or interaction with each other for over a year. So, so that's why I wanted to, submit the application and get out there and see what it was going to do.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We need y'all comments on this.
What
for
are
real.
your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what's the speed like? I think we had we had another video, right? Just a few days ago, and I think I posed a question. When is that sweet spot? When
this? Yeah.
Right, when you would say, listen, if somebody was divorced before they met you, how much time do you think they need to heal? Or maybe the question is, how much time are you comfortable with someone as far as being divorced to going back into the dating market?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because essentially what he's saying is he was done maybe emotionally a while ago, but on paper they were still together.
It was still going through. Yeah,
that's
legally.
sticky, man.
Yeah.
So we really like to know. Comments below. Have you ever dealt with that? You know, what are your thoughts? You know, there's no right or wrong answer. We just want to know what the general consensus is.
And like you said, you're fully detached by this point, so you are obviously ready to go back out there and begin dating again, right?
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So Johyko, for you, have you been in a situation before where you were dealing with someone, you specifically? I know you said you know people, it's happened, but like, have you specifically ever dated someone who's in the process of a divorce?
I have, and it's something that I kind of found out again, like along the way. And I'm just the type of person, I put everything out on the table up front, take it or leave it. Like, give me the decision to, you know, decide whether I want to move forward in knowing this information. So the fact that I kind of found out like a few days later, and then it was just the lie. Chad, I love you. But the fact that he was like, oh, no, like when I questioned him, like, you just said wife twice. Like, this is your second time you said wife. Are you sure you're divorced? And he told me, yeah. He gave me that reassurance. So just that lie, that was one of my deal breakers. So for whatever reason, he chose not to disclose that at the time. I prefer someone that's very transparent, very, I'm very, like I said on the show, I'm real big with integrity and honesty. Like, that goes a very long way for me.
Right.
It was the lie, which I consider to be a lie. And we've talked about it. He's like, it's not a lie. It was a lie. He told me you had this,
I say separated, she says I said divorce, but,
So you're saying you've already told her from the beginning that it was you're in a separation. You're not fully divorced.
Yeah, when we got to the place that we hung out and Aiden had drinks and everything, I said separated, and I don't know if I went into why it got postponed afterwards, but I do remember mentioning that it was supposed to be finalized in June, and there was things that happened, and we talked a lot about that behind the scenes, but what caused it for the date to get extended. So I was upfront that day about that because I didn't want to, she's in Florida, I'm out here, start off with, little details that may not be true. I could have sworn I said separated, but she's 100% adamant that I said divorce. But the ultimate truth is that there is no connection there, nothing to go back to, really. So
he was divorced in his head.
Yeah, that's just that.
Okay.
And
Good point, Juju. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like this is it's weird because on one end he's probably like, listen, I'm not even involved with that woman. So you're focusing on just that, like that literal aspect on paper that we might still be married. But also, I don't know if she still even feels comfortable with that fact being presented. In other words, she still may look at it like, well, because you know how she said, I throw everything out there. She said that numerous times.
Yeah.
She also said, give me the opportunity
to choose,
to make a decision. In other words, tell me the truth and let me decide. So she still would have probably felt slighted to find out, like, man, you're not divorced. Either way, I think once that happened, it threw her off. And ultimately, it may have turned her off.
Maybe he thought, because remember he said something about when he filled out the application, the divorce was supposed to be finalized like a few days after.
Okay.
Or like 4 days after or something like that.
Right.
And then the show occurred and it's like, I'm divorced?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like he don't know if he got an email back yet. He was like, excuse me real quick. I want to know if I'm divorced. Let me know. And then he's like, dang,
and the lawyer didn't give him an answer back.
It's a lot that goes in this, man.
It's tricky. And I have to respect, or I feel like we should respect her for her stance.
Yes.
Because it's like, clean cut, you know.
And lastly, she said, "Well, go ahead and finish your point. Let me let you finish your point.
That's it.
Because I was going to add to that and say she stressed integrity and honesty. Yeah. And we always say when someone talks about how much they want something, the red flag is the opposite.
Yeah.
So the fact that he didn't stand up and present, you know, and he sounds a little iffy. He's like, I'm pretty sure, but you know, if she's adamant. Listen, if she asked the question twice about divorce, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she asked about divorce and not separation. Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Right.
She probably recall using that word divorce. I'm sure she wasn't like, are you sure you're separated?
Yeah.
So I think he just didn't remember like how important it was to her. That's what we think. You know, let us know what you think below.
And if he would have told me he was separated, that would have been a deal breaker right off the bat for me. I would have definitely paid attention to that because, again, I just prefer someone who has no ties.
You did say that day.
Although he is, you know,
she said that day?
She said that night. You said that. That's a deal. I'm going to be honest. That's a deal breaker for me. We still had a good time after that.
What I told you was a deal breaker was that the only time I mentioned deal breaker was the passport because you know we end up. There were a lot of questions.
You did say that. She's right. She's right.
So the only time I mentioned
that, she's right. It was for that.
Right. The only time that I mentioned deal breaker was when I asked him, you know, does he have a passport? And I was like, oh man, that would have been a deal breaker for me. But you know, it's something that you can obtain at a later time. So I was still open to just getting to know him. But trust me, had he told me, Arlette, he was separated, anybody that knows me know I don't do separations. I don't do none of that. I prefer someone who is 100% out of a situation. While they're separated and not living together, there are still a lot of things that have to be resolved within, you know, that dissolution of the marriage. And it's just not something that I prefer not to.
Right.
And don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, there are people who are separated and back out on the dating scene and they have no ties. Yeah. I just prefer not because there's just no telling what can happen. You know, after the divorce, there's still that healing process. With my divorce, after I divorced, that reality hit. Like, as much as I was looking forward to it, it was painful. I had to heal, you know? So
you're thinking he's not fully healed yet enough for
well, the divorce is not even final. Yeah, like there's a whole nother process post-divorce.
You know, I got to applaud on that, man. Yeah. It does get deep, though.
Yeah,
that was really true what she just broke down.
It's not like marriage is not a boyfriend-girlfriend like relationship. It's neither is it like fiance, you know, type relationship. No, it's marriage, especially when you have years. You know, that's you becoming one, or you attempting to become one with that person.
Right.
Through the years. So especially when you have kids and then the unraveling of that, I could see where she's going with this. It's almost like
you understand her apprehensions, right?
Because it's like once that ink is on paper, it's like a whole new reality just hits you. Like, oh my gosh,
right?
And they're usually, unless you're like a sociopath or whatever, you know, you do go. I would imagine you would go through a grieving process,
and that's what she was highlighting. Yeah, it's almost like, yo, why are you so quick to just move on?
Like, that's a huge
there's something, because if something happened to him, right, meaning he was cheated on or whatever, why, you seem like you don't have any kind of pain to that.
No,
or unless you're the one that stepped out. Either way, it just raises a lot of flags, a lot of red flags. Can't blame her. No. So again, let us know what you think about this, but let's listen further.
That you go through emotionally, mentally, just the adjustment of, you know, like no longer having affairs and financial. It's just too much. I just don't want to, you know. So that was just my choice. And I don't recall him telling me he was separated. I would have definitely told him at that moment we can only be friends, but you know, it didn't go down that way.
Right.
Okay. So now what if, you know, we're saying everything finalizes, he's good to go, and he comes out and says, you know, I'm officially a divorced man. What's it going to look like between you two?
Oh, put him on the spot.
I think, honestly, that would have to be a bridge that I would have to cross when it gets there, you know?
Once it's there. Okay.
But even outside of that...
Okay, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead.
Let me just say this.
Wait, I was talking to Chad. Let me finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I won't forget. Go ahead. My bad.
To truthfully answer your question, I spoke to Chad about this. Another thing that I don't deal with is drama. And unfortunately, wife-to-be came on my page. She was on several blogs. Yeah, she commented on my page. And I prefer to be in healthy relationships, where whether we get along or we don't, there's just no drama. So the fact that she did that and we don't even have anything going on yet, that was a red flag to me. I prefer to deal with, I don't mind a person that has an ex-wife, a baby mom, whatever that situation. But as long as they know how to be mature and handle themselves accordingly,
right,
that's fine. But nothing even happened yet, and she's already on my page. Oh, you need to ask him this and da 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 da. No, I don't. Yeah. I live a very peaceful, soft life. My kids, that's just not something I want to entertain because who's to say down the road when something happens. So one of my lights just went out. Can you guys still see me fine?
You want to fix it? Yeah, we still see you.
Actually,
did you want to fix it? Or it's back.
I'm just playing.
It's okay. Yeah, well, I have a backlight and I had my ring light on.
Basically, she's breaking down baby mama drama. That's it. It doesn't even have to be.
No, when you have like an ex or soon to be ex or whatever,
right?
Like hitting you up, that's a whole other.
No, hitting up the prospect.
That's still
not even the girlfriend, the prospect. While they're talking, she's already getting attacked. Like, that's too much. It's a lot.
That's like an exposed nerve. She hasn't healed, and he needs healing. Like,
right.
So
I would argue that it's even worse when it's done that early. Like imagine you a single woman, you walking around, guy walks up to you at a supermarket, you give him your number, right?
Yeah.
The next day his ex-girlfriend is texting you. You see what I mean?
No.
It's worse when you don't really know.
Oh no.
You're like, no, I'm done. Block. Because it's like, yo, really? Yeah. Like, this is his ex, and you're like, I don't even know him. Leave me alone. So I think it's worse the fact that they don't really know each other, and this is all happening. It's bad.
As long as you guys can see me, okay, I can plug it in really quickly if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I have it plugged into my laptop, but my laptop is shut.
What she was just discussing, I said if the shoe were on the other foot and her ex is coming up out throwing mud on the wall and being messy, I told her the same thing. I wouldn't entertain that. To be honest, I don't have time for that. I'm a very busy man. I wouldn't want to entertain that as well. And we talked about that, and her bringing up that she doesn't know if I'm healed. I don't know if I could say the same thing for her to be able to do something like that on a big platform when she's moved on. She has another man and has moved on. So to do what she did, it didn't make sense to me. And
you're talking about your ex-wife to be?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so she's already moved on as another man, and I don't know why you would even do that. Just being messy.
Yeah. Wow.
I probably seeing me on a platform, and we've been together forever since 2007. That's a long stretch.
Yeah.
To see that maybe.
That's like 15,
I don't know what it
17
did, but
years?
I'm completely moved on. I am completely detached from that, and I can't speak for or control others' actions, and that's unfortunate, and I understand it. But I thought when I was on the show, I didn't see something, and I may have been talking to Danny next to me or something, but when it was time for her to pop between me, La, and Hubert, she was about to pop on me. And I brought that up, so I was like, all right, out of the three. And just right before then, Hubert just got through flaming her, and I'm like, damn. When I went to go watch the show back over, I didn't see that initially, that she was coming over to pop me. I don't know where I was not seeing that. But had I saw that, I would have thought in my head, like, she really is.
Yeah.
You said you think you recall that incident?
No, I do remember when it was down to those three and Hubert popped. That's when Hubert was like, I want someone who knows.
That indecisive thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But she was leading towards him. But to her credit, it was like she kind of took a few steps
back and forth,
and then she kind of paused and kind of swayed.
Okay,
so
yeah. So you're not sure if it was that. She's very colorful.
Maybe she was leaning at first, but then she's like, So I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah. You know what?
I think too much into that, but
if you guys make it to this point, look in the comments. I mean, look in the description, right?
Yeah.
Because you can do a timestamp.
Yeah.
So if we find that section that they're referring to, we'll put it in there. You know what I mean?
Put it in there.
We'll put it in there so you guys can watch and see exactly what it is.
Let us know what you think.
If what he's saying matches up.
Yeah.
Not interested in me in that way. I don't know what it is. She's a sweetheart. I don't think she'll really bring up what it is. She mentioned like I'm too old to be too picky, bald or whatnot. I don't know if you don't like baldness or what it is. You never mentioned anything about that. But in my head, when I rewatched it, it seemed that way. Like you were gonna pop on me. So I didn't see it initially. I may have been talking to Danny right next to me, but when I watched the show again and she had the choice between Hubert and me, she did her little shuffle back and forth and then he popped, but she was clearly headed to me. So before all the other things that she rightfully so wouldn't want to continue on, you have your preferences and everything, before those even came up, after seeing that video, she already had her mind made up, in my opinion, that I may not be her flavor. That's just what it looked like to me. So
okay, Johyko, let's hear from you.
I can answer that. Well, first, Hubert had not done anything yet. It was in that moment that he had actually popped, because you're saying after Hubert already said what he said. He hadn't said anything yet. That's why he popped, because I was taking too long to pop. It was my turn to pop the balloon, and because I couldn't decide. And yes, I was walking your way, and that's when he popped, and that's when all the "why did you pop your balloon" transpired with Hubert. So
my memory is terrible.
Yeah, it had not happened yet.
So you were walking his way to go pop his balloon?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, out of those three, I really did not know who to pop. I'm sure many can speak for me when they say that you have to pop. I remember I asked, can I ask a question? Can I have more of a reason to eliminate somebody? But the rule of the game is you have to eliminate somebody. I didn't have enough information. Honestly, to my opinion, all three of them, physically, they were not bad looking. You know what I mean? So going off of looks, that was not the reason. I just had to pop. I had to pop. So.
Yo, to be fair, she's right, though. It is still somewhat of a game show. It's a dating game show. You got to play according to the rules. You go on the dating game, like the traditional dating game. 3 women, you got the blinders, or it's 3 men, whoever the contestant is. Yeah. They follow those rules. You go on a blind dating game show, you follow those rules. And I'm only saying this because I know when we do our reactions, right? Yeah. We don't always criticize every little nuance because it's part of the show. Sometimes they just do got to pop based on looks. Yeah. So it's not, everything isn't petty is what I'm trying to get at. So I think she's really, hitting some points there. When the cameras are on, right? And the nerves are on, and this is going to be 1 million+ views at the end of the day. You just may not act as rational as you normally would. Yeah. Yeah. So it's good to watch these catch-ups. You get insight into what's happening behind the scenes.
Exactly. And I like the point that, she made, which is, all 3 of them, they weren't bad looking, right? They were all decent looking. But it seems like she really wanted more depth or more substance, right, from them, or just more time to really feel out their energy. So that's why it's
it's tough. Yeah. It's tough.
Energy matter,
That could also be taken as none of them stood out, physically. She could have been spinning it in this slick way. Y'all all look alike to me. It wasn't nothing hitting.
So I popped. I was almost gonna pop on Hubert because that's who I almost popped on first. Yeah. I almost popped on him, and then actually I was gonna pop on you, and then I was gonna go back and pop on Hubert. That's when he popped.
There was a little pause.
Because then I was about to pop on him, then I started to walk towards you. I'm not gonna lie, it was confusion. Okay, I did not know what happened. I didn't even base my popping reason on anything aside from the fact that I had to pop somebody. Right.
Okay. So is Chad? Chad is someone that is your type, though.
Yeah. No, Chad is attractive. Okay. Like I've said before, Chad to me. It was between Chad and I forgot Danny that were best dressed. If I had to pick between them two, Danny still had streetwear. He still had the shredded jeans. Yeah. He looked. Chad looked.
No. Are you talking about the guy in the front, the first guy?
No. Danny was the last one with all black, and he had the shades.
Oh, you call that streetwear?
the shredded jeans, like when dinner wise, like that's more like street urban.
That is
and
street urban.
I look at like a first date type thing as like a first dinner, like first encounter. So I was looking for something more. So he was the only one that didn't really come off as streetwear. He had on like a collared shirt. He had on just some solid jeans, and he had on like, I guess I don't know what kind of sneakers to call those, but like kind of like all those
Timberlands.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But they were nice
kind of
shoes.
dressy.
They weren't like sneakered. You know, like he was the best dressed in my opinion, based on how he put himself together. You know. Okay. Now some of the other guys were more stylish, but for the occasion, Chad matched more so what I would have wanted to see everybody on the lineup with. You know, even though he still was still casual, but it was a nice. It was appropriate, you know? So I don't know. Chad is even when I talk to Chad on the phone, we still talk often. And, you know, I look at him, he's very attractive. I love when the sun hits his face. You know, he has a nice skin. The bald head looks good. I don't have preference on hair, so it had nothing to do with that. The only reason I popped on you was because I was taking too long picking. I really didn't know who. That was a very challenging time at that moment. So,
it is. A lot of pressure.
That's the only reason I popped.
Yeah. Okay. No, I can see that. Yeah. Chad, does that give you the clarification?
I'll give you that.
That's my true honesty, but you know, you're entitled to still feel how you feel, and I respect that. But I'm giving you my genuine, like,
I
straight,
believe
raw,
her.
authentic transparency. I have no reason to lie.
Okay, so now how's dating life? Are you guys dating still? Since it obviously didn't work between the two of you, are you guys seeing other people? Are you still out there? Like, how's that going?
I'll let you answer first.
Me?
Okay, go ahead, Johyko.
I mean, right now, I'm open to dating. Clearly, my DMs have gone insane crazy since my viral moment. But I'm still very, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Apprehensive.
I'm very intentional, you know, so I'm just not willing to link up with whoever because of whatever.
Right.
My dating technique still has not changed, you know. I'm someone I was married already. I've been divorced 7 years. I was in one little 3-month relationship, and here I am still single. I don't mind being here until, you know, the right thing comes along. So that's just where I am with it. I haven't found any good opportunities yet. So I'm here. I'm patiently waiting.
Okay. Chad, what about yourself?
Not to the extent that Johyko had, but I think mainly because they were hearing, you know, I have a mobile pet care business. I have a fat cat at home. The cat ladies did start rolling in, and others.
Cat lady.
But I'm not the type, and I'm not really that experienced in dating. I've been in one relationship, like I said, since 2007. So this is all new to me, and just my preference is one person at a time. I'm not trying to juggle or anything like that. I have my values, and the way I want to conduct myself is just easier for me because I value peace of mind.
Respect.
Ultimately, for everything to run the way it does. But I did read all those DMs, and there was one that was real classy and respectful, and you know, she seemed happy about the situation, but also threw in the if it didn't work out, you know, hit me up, and I did, and
he told me because I took the
I did tell her, and I'll say thank you to BM and to you, because in the first 2 weeks when me and Johyko were speaking, we were every day. Even though I felt like she was up front, and I did tell her, you know, the first day I had my memory, she had hers, but we did get to the point fast. We were very direct in our communication, and I love that. And that's actually part of the reason I was attracted to her on the stage. Her confidence, and then getting torched in the way she responded to that, the class and everything. That was dope to me. That was and I know what I want, and that aligned with what I wanted. And but when I reached out to the DMs, I sensed that in that message as well. And I gotta say, I'm operating the same way. I don't have a technique because I'm not dating or anything, but my technique is be straightforward. we're not here for a long time. Don't waste anybody's time. I got a business. I got kids.
Right.
I'm a one woman type man, and I know that. Well, I don't know, but from hearing from everybody, the dating market has peanut or fecal matter, all that, what everybody's saying.
Yes, it does.
But I think I'm a good judge of character, and who I reach out to, we tackle some heavy topics just across the board, and my technique this time was to not go first and ask questions. So just in case, I was protecting myself to not get love bombed, or I was very protective. And it was weird how on I can't say just about, on every level we were connecting. So I think you may have found the female version of me, to be honest. Yeah, so once me and Johyko started, the first 2 weeks we were talking every day, and then it kind of started to fade. But I checked on her when the storm came and everything. She's a dope person. Yeah. But once it started to fade, then I reached out to her to say, hey, DM. What's up? And it kind of ramped up real quick. And
Is she going to pop out?
We're actually going to see each other for the first time at the end of the month and see how it goes. But I don't think I'm moving too fast because of everything we talked about. And but it's not to say I'm going to rush anything, but I have some strong feelings, I must admit. And I think you may have found somebody for me, even though it wasn't
indirectly.
And you know what? If it does work out.
Yo, first and foremost, let's shout out Chad, Arlette, BM. You know what? Even Johyko.
Johyko, yeah.
Johyko. All of them. Because this is so mature.
It is.
So respectful.
It's refreshing,
y'all. It's refreshing. I thought it was going to go left, and it didn't.
It did
and you know
not.
what? We always say this, Juju. We really love when matches happen, right?
We do.
Even when it's not the ones we expect.
Yeah.
So, and also, you see how grateful he is?
He is.
He's giving BM and all that props, even though it didn't even happen through
directly.
their direct medium.
It was indirectly, yeah.
But it was connected to it. Meaning, had it not been for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, I love that, man. Salute to everybody on this platform right now for holding it up and doing their thing.
Yeah.
We always want to see matches. Again, even if it ain't the ones we expected. So, let's get it.
She's the lucky girl, because at the end of the day, and I told Chad this as well, like I was very transparent with him. He's a great guy. Like unfortunately, it's just his circumstances that I can't. Like
can't get away.
I told him, I said, look, even if you weren't married and you were fully divorced, you have an ex-wife that decided to come on my pick, and that and I hate situations like that where it's not even at the cause of you, but unfortunately because of your environment around you. And you know, again, like, I don't know her. I don't know what she's capable of. The fact that she felt that way. Wait, what if I come to Vegas or you move here? Or, so I have kids that I have to protect. I have myself that I need to protect. So I was like, it's just unfortunate, because I'm not going to lie to you. Like, Chad is a great person. I was really looking forward to getting to know him. We had some great topics. I did feel like we aligned in certain areas, but unfortunately, it's so unpredictable when you're going through a divorce, and that it's just a risk I can't take. I could take that risk, but the risk of things, hey, she wants to work, we don't know. And I just can't take like an announcement like that, because I am somebody that, like I said, I'm intentional. So if I like you, I like you. I'm going to, I go hard, I fall hard. And I would hate for something like that to ever happen to me. And then, like I said, that other aspect, but he's a good guy. He really is. And that's why I choose to still be friends with him, because at the end of the day, when I don't feel like things are working out, I'm like, okay, cut you off. But no, I do want to know how he's doing. Every day when I'm calling him, he's doing his pet grooming, and I love that for him. Like the black boy joy in that whole, like you don't see too many black men in that industry, so to see him doing his thing, and I really love that for him. So no, I truly wish you the best in your future dating endeavors.
And Chad, we're gonna definitely have to hear more about this. We might have to bring you on BM Talks to them, hear more about this.
Quick, but
I'm with that. I'll do it.
And now Johyko,
I love that quick, or
you're still out there
I'm out there. I'm open.
Would you be interested on coming back, or like, what's it looking like for you? Yeah.
Come on, girl.
If you guys like, I don't know. I don't know.
It sounds like she wants to do a different variation, like the blind date love or something.
Blind date.
That's but she does want to find someone. You can tell. You can tell. She's single, whereas 7 years. You can tell he found somebody.
Yeah, I know.
He was happy.
I laugh because I'm like, she's probably thinking, just make sure that they're like divorced. Hubert's not there. Maybe give my short little list.
You don't see Hubert in the parking lot. You doing this in the parking lot. Hubert gonna be chasing her around like that. Wow, man child. All right, let's get it done.
I don't even watch this type of stuff, to be honest, but I saw a clip and that shit was funny. Hopping on the Short Kings, all the trash talking. It's funny. But not only that, how genuine you are. I could tell that you find pure joy in matching two people. You literally had two people getting married because of your show. Had you not made that show, those two people would not have connected. That's dope as hell. Shout out to them.
Yes, that's super dope. That's super dope. Super dope. Oh. Yeah, Juju, I just had to pause it because you know what, man? There's been a lot of like deplorable energy creeping into the space. I'm only talking, I'm going to touch on it just briefly, right?
Okay.
And I think what it's doing is creating a very bad, it's setting a very bad tone where people are making the assumption that the opposite of what he just said about Arlette is spreading around, which is people getting the joy out of men and women going at each other. Yeah. Getting the joy out of men and women fighting and putting each other down and disrespecting each other and just embarrassing themselves. Oh. That's not true. There are some bad actors.
There are.
Always got to keep it real.
Are.
And you can tell who's who.
Yeah.
It's clearly obvious. There are people who take joy out of the ridiculousness. And then there are others like ourselves. We from the gate came out and said, listen, we just love to see matches, right?
Yeah.
So when the matches don't happen, we try to explain what was ignored.
Yeah.
What factors should have been considered. Yeah. Because we do not find it pleasurable for people to humiliate themselves or others.
It's all about learning and growing.
That's it, man. Right. Love is serious. It should be respected and treated with dignity. Yeah. And so I respect what Arlette and BM is doing. And shout outs to all the other content creators, reactors, and anybody who really wants to promote love.
Love.
That's it, man.
Love.
Yeah, we got to highlight the, ridiculousness, of course. But when we speak to what we speak to, love should be the thing that you guys, get the most. So, salute to them for saying that. I really respect that.
Shout out to you guys. But I sensed how genuine you guys were and the class in that. I wouldn't have entertained, no disrespect, but I wouldn't have entertained some of the other shows because it just didn't compare to this one. You as a host, the class, the genuine joy in what you do is why I don't do anything like this. Shout out to Brian. I'm from the ghetto. We don't like to bring attention to ourselves. We do not bring attention to ourselves, but I am one to go against the grain for most of my family, and I'll like start my own business and
there we go.
Doing. Like I'll get on stage, do character. I like to get outside the box and do things. And this was this was the biggest outside of the box thing that I did. Yeah. And I had a great time. And you guys probably changed my life with what's going on right now.
Wow.
We'll see, to be determined.
Okay.
But,
no, we definitely have to hear more, Chad. I got to talk to BM about this.
Okay. Talk to him and get back to me.
Thanks for having me, guys. Like I appreciated the opportunity. Everybody wanted to know. Everybody's been DMing me. Are you still talking to him? Here is your answer. Are you guys still together? What's going on? How are you in your match? Me and my match, we are friends. I'm happy for him. I wish the best for him. I'm still single, but relax your body, please.
We'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want me back on the show, I'm sure people would love to see me back on the show. I'm open to it, but I just really want it to be intentional. I really want to meet something.
Definitely.
Arlette, hook her up, man.
It happens. So, we can talk about that.
All right.
I don't feel that I'm biased. She was one of the biggest stars on the show. She has to be back.
I know.
Right, girl. I've been waiting for you.
There's a reunion. I would love to come back on the reunion. But I'm open to it because I think people kind of got to know who I was.
Yeah.
So I feel like if men know that I'm coming back, or maybe they won't know, maybe they'll be like, you know what, she was a serious one. I want to go with serious intent. So just to kind of. As long as they're not I love my professional men.
Yeah.
So no street, no hood guys.
No hood.
We could talk about it. I'm scared of those people.
So any upcoming projects, just for us to go to wrap it up, that we could be on the lookout from either one of you?
As for me, I mean, I'm just still doing the same thing. I'm still here doing social work. Now, because of the viral moment, I did sign to an agency. So, we're looking at possible things, God willing. Hopefully I can get some brand deals. I got some things in the making. So I don't know yet. I don't know what will become of it. It's a little different for me because I'm just someone who just likes to be me. I'm on social media just to be on social media. I consider myself an influencer, not because I'm like an Instagram influencer, but I influence people through my traveling, through my hair. People have literally told me I cut my hair because of you. I visited this country because of you. So that's why I consider myself an influencer. So I'm on social media just to show people my life and to just spread that positivity, the happiness, and and that's it. So this is kind of like a new realm for me. Like, now I'm like, we need you to create content. Ugh. But we'll see what comes out of that. People are just saying I'm naturally pretty, my hair, all this, so might as well see what opportunities can come from it. So
exactly. Yeah, I can't wait to see.
Somewhere else. I know. Thank you guys for that opportunity. I still can't believe I went that viral. That was,
Now, Chad, what about for yourself? Any upcoming projects? Anything we could be on the lookout for?
Well, I've been sitting on several lyric folders for I don't know how many years, and just as of recent, in the last couple of years, I've been putting those projects into action and, dropping music on my YouTube page. I do have one project coming in a few weeks, so... but outside of that, with my business, I am proud to say shout out to my boy AJ, helping another black man create his business in the same field. Just trying to tackle every avenue of it: sitting, training, linking with breeders. I had people in my DMs not only just to holler, but to network with business. You don't see in this field just black people period that often, and I had a lot of women reaching out to network. I have my brother out in California. I was already talking about networking with him to expand out there, and a couple people out there that's already established, so just webbing out and seeing where this goes. I perfected the craft. Now it's time to grow.
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck to both of you guys. Thank you so much for coming on today. I wish you both the best of luck in everything you do. And thank you everyone at home for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time.
Wow. Definitely.
Oh, wow.
It's a wow. Yes.
Okay.
Listen, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Hit the notification bell. Make sure post notifications, all notifications are turned on. You will not miss a video like this. Like the video, share the video. Make sure you leave your comments below. And Juju, final thoughts. First and foremost, real quick.
Yeah.
Guys, if you made it this far and you love this, you enjoyed it, you want us to do more, leave your comments below.
Let us
Even
know.
if nothing else, just say, yo, I like that. I rock with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fist emoji, something. Because we love to do content that you guys enjoy watching. Yeah, the more engagement, the better. So, with that said, what do you got, Juju? Final thoughts?
No, I mean, big ups to them. Look, these are the type of people, I agree. With Arlette's show,
right?
If you're coming on Arlette's show, you gotta get your
correct.
Yeah, you gotta come correct.
Yeah,
basically,
it's going down.
Just the maturity level. It's out there.
Yeah.
And that's why we even see a lot of comments from you guys down saying no, Arlette show, that is it. She
Whenever
has
we
set
do
the
another
bar.
reaction, they like, what y'all doing?
Yeah, this is jankiness.
Yeah, and even when they do enjoy the other reactions, I'll be honest, quality wise, and I mean quality as in terms of like maturity and Arlette, she takes the cake.
Yeah, they do a good vetting process.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But no, as far as them not working out, it's unfortunate. I have to respect both of them, in terms of their stance and what they had to say. But look, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah,
and I truly believe they'll find the right person for them.
Right. That's kind of like why I don't feel too bad at all.
They have such great energy.
They're very mature. They are very respectful to each other. Yeah. They're so respectful. The energy they have, even the one they ended off with here, right?
Yeah.
This is even better than a lot of the matchups energy.
I know.
In terms of the respect and the mutualness you guys are seeing. Yeah. Sometimes the people match up and they sound like they don't really even like each other. Yeah. So this is how it looks when you're respectful, when you are an adult. You can take things, the right way.
Criticism the right way, yeah.
Right. He knew it wasn't his fault. She knew it wasn't his fault, but they had to understand your ex-wife crossed the line. Yep. But it worked out in the end for him. And we know this ain't the last.
She got to come on. Yeah, she got to come back. She has to come back.
So all of you guys, please, please, please leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about any aspect of the show. This one that we did, the cover, the cover for it, and covering longer form content like this. Let us know below. And be back for more. We will have that for sure. Until then, your boy Gamma signing out with the lovely
Juju. Peace.